You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about self-defense techniques for the average Nigerian lady. NANYA'S space, and my name is Ifunanya, a YouTuber filming from Ibadan, Nigeria. If you're new to my channel, please click on the subscribe buttons, and if you're an old subscriber on my channel, so let's sit down and get back into it. I should have put out this video a long time ago, but there's been a lot of construction, and so my compound has been so noisy, so I've not been able to do it. So today I have a little opportunity. Let's go straight down to business. Here in Nigeria, a lot of people see ladies as vulnerable. They have a tendency to give more respect to married women and women with children, but as a young Nigerian lady, most times it looks like you're defenseless. Most times it looks like anybody can do anything to you and get away with it, but no, it doesn't have to be so. So because of that, and because of my own experiences, today I'll be talking about self-defense techniques for the single Nigerian lady. A single Nigerian lady. Okay? Now, first things first, there are 5 vulnerable spots that every human being has. 5. You see, they are not just one. There are lots of places where you can actually hit a human being and destabilize them. Okay, we have the eyes. Did I point at my ear? We have the eyes, we have the nose, the ears, the solar plexus, solar plexus. I cannot pronounce this one as a typical Anambra girl. They said the solar plexus, okay, and then the groin, the almighty groin. Okay, so let's say if you're faced with a threatening situation, there is an attacker or someone has grabbed you on the wrist, and you're face to face with your attacker. What do you do in that scenario? Okay, first of all, if you're grabbed by the hands by your attacker, all I want you to remember, the first thing I want you to remember is the thumb rule. The thumb rule. Let's say you can see my hand, and this is my hand, and this is the hand of your attacker. Your attacker grabs your wrist this way, and it's a very firm grip. All you have to do is to move your hand towards the thumb of your attacker. The thumb of your attacker is the weak link. So once you move your hand towards the thumb, you are able to free yourself from the hold of your attacker. Once you can free yourself from their hold, then you can, run to safety or think of your next move. Now I'm going to mention other techniques with the assumption that your attacker is face to face with you. If a man or a woman who wants to attack you walks up to you and is facing you, the first thing you should do is to attack those vulnerable points which I had mentioned earlier. You can give them a punch in their eyes, their ears, their nose, their throat. When I say throat, I actually mean this soft spot here where you can actually read your pulse, that is just beneath the Adam's apple. So if you can give them a jab right here, it's going to destabilize them, and then you can either run to safety or think about the next thing to do. Or you can give them a punch on their groin. Let's say your attacker is very close to you. That should be less than 1 feet away from you, and you cannot actually use your knee to give them a jab on the groin. I would suggest that you hit them first here on their throat so that they can move back a little, and that gives you the opportunity to use your knee to give them a jab on their groin. When you do that, you can either run away or think of the next move to do. If you're not able to do that, if your attacker is quite taller than you and you're very, very close to your attacker, there is this thing I like, I keep on imagining it since I read about it, and that is using your head, your forehead, to give them a jab under their neck or under their jaw. Sorry. If you use your forehead to hit somebody on their jaw, now the tongue, the person being unawares would bite their tongue. That's what will happen. They either jam their teeth together or they bite their tongue. And I tell you, have you ever bitten your tongue by mistake? That is a very painful something. The person's tongue could actually cut, or the person could actually begin to bleed. But then when you do that, you can actually run away to safety, or you're able to call for help. But at that point, you've been able to destabilize your attacker. Another thing, if you see me looking down, I actually have a book where I had written notes, and that's what I'm looking at. Another thing you could actually do to Another thing you can actually do to destabilize your attacker is to grab hold of their hand. If you can grab hold of their hand and then pull, grab his little finger and his ring finger, these two hands, and then pull them. That is another way of destabilizing your attacker. I mean, the pain that they would experience by that would actually give you the opportunity to run to safety. Then another thing you could actually do is to use your elbows. If your attacker is behind you, one thing you can always do is to use your elbows to give them a jab. Give them a jab on their ribs, give them a jab, anywhere, and that could free you so that you could do the next thing, or you could run to wherever it is to safety. And then another thing you could also do, if your attacker is the same height with you, you could also use your forehead to give them a jab, or like I don't know what this is called in Igbo, but just use your forehead and smash it on their nose. I swear, immediately, am I supposed to be swearing on this video? Immediately, they are going to have a nosebleed. Or even if they don't have a nosebleed, the pain is so strong that you would destabilize your attacker and you have the opportunity to run to safety. Just smash the forehead on the person's nose, and then also iripu. Okay, so what else could you do? Okay, if your attacker is behind you and is holding you this way, you're caught in a strong embrace, another thing you could do is to bend down, since that's the only thing you can do in that position. Bend down and grab one of their legs from in between your two legs. Just imagine your attacker is behind you, just bend down and grab their legs. They would lose stability. They will not be able to stand up. They will just fall straight on their butt, and you can actually run away to safety. Okay, any other points? Smashing the nose. If you're pushed against the wall, let's say your attacker keeps on approaching, and you there's a wall behind you, and you keep moving back and you don't know, and then suddenly it's your back against the wall and you don't have any other place to run to. Remember, use your forehead as your weapon. If your attacker is the same height with you, use your forehead as a weapon, smash their nose, and then they will move back. You can hit their groin with your knee and move. If you can't use your knee, you can use your hands, hit their groin, and find your way out of that situation. And now that's all about the techniques. We are going to be going to the tools. Some of us, we feel we are too weak, or we cannot hurt someone else, and then that brings me to the tools of self-defense. I have a number of things listed out here. I have the pepper spray. The pepper spray, just like the name, pepper spray is a spray. It could be as small as a lipstick, it could be as small as a biro, it could fit into your purse or your pocket. So if you're stuck in a menacing situation, or you have an attacker right in front of you, you could just whip out your spray and put it on their faces. It gets to blind their eyes, their nose, they are choked, and while they are still confused and destabilized, you can run to safety. Another thing is the taser. The taser or the stun gun. We get to see a lot of this in movies where policemen hold one, thing like that, and once they put it on the person's skin, the person gets to shake like the person has been shocked, and the person falls to ground. It doesn't have to be as big as those ones that we see in the movies. There are very small ones, very tiny ones that you can put in your pocket, and if someone comes too close to you, or you're not uncomfortable with the situation, someone attacks you, you just whip it out and tase the person. Once you tase the person, the stun from that is so hard, the person will fall to the ground and you're able to run to safety. We have other defense tools like a pen knife or a jackknife. You can have it and brandish it. Me, I'm a Christian, we are not supposed to hurt other people, so I don't know about using this pen knife to slash somebody. But if you're caught in a situation and adrenaline pumps into your head, you may not be thinking. All you want to do is to get to safety. So you can use a small pen knife to threaten the person. I'm sure most times when your attacker sees that you have a weapon, they get to let you go and know that you are not someone they can mess with. We also have the tactical pen. It's just like a pen, but you can use it as a stab weapon. It has a very strong point, but you can use it as a stab weapon, or you can use it to tear a wound. on your attacker's body and you were able to run to safety. Now that we've talked about these techniques, let me give you a story. It was actually this story that made me to begin to think about all these things. I was on bike on traffic one day, and this other bike man on the right was trying to, come out from a tight corner, and it was traffic, so people were just trying to maneuver their way to leave, and he couldn't have patience for us to go first. While I was trying to squeeze himself, he hit my bike, and my bike man hit the next person. People were screaming at them that you should have waited, you're at fault. And this guy had already used his bike to wound me. While I was pointing out to him, he started screaming at me. And Nigerian guys, now the next thing they say, I have your mate at home. Who are you to talk to me? All those kind of things. Trust me, now me, I know how to talk. I was like, you shouldn't have done that to, trying to emphasize that he was the wrong person and I was, we were in our right. There were 3 actually on that bike. I had already forgotten about it and we kept on trying to maneuver the traffic. And, this guy had the opportunity to come near me. There were 3 on the bike. The last person stretched out his hand. They were behind me and, hit my back. I couldn't do anything because immediately an opportunity came and they ran along. But I was like, if I had pepper spray or if I had something, I'm sure I would have, found a way to do something. So after all of that episode, I went and began to read and research and find out ways. I haven't gotten a pepper spray, but once this lockdown is over, sure, I am actually going to get a pepper spray because this town most times cannot be safe. And most times if you're coming to a city in the night and you're trying to find your way home, most times you feel scared, you want to be safe. If you have any of these tools in your bag or your pocket, I'm sure you'll feel a whole lot more safe and you have the boldness to go for where you're supposed to go. So tell me about your own situations. Have you been caught in, threatening situations? Have you been in positions where you needed, one of these techniques or you needed one of these tools to help you get out of it? Or if you were able to get out of it, tell us in the comment section below how you were able to get out of these situations. Okay, well, this brings me to the end of the video. If you haven't subscribed, I'll ask you to please turn on your notification bell and subscribe to the video while I look forward to your comments in the comment section. And lastly, before I forget, the next video we are going to be doing on this channel is going to be a Q&A, a question and answer video. So I want you to head to our Instagram page, NANYA'S. You would see that in the comment box below, NANYA'S, and drop every question you would like me to answer on this channel. I trust you, it's going to be a very interesting session and I will answer all your questions in my next video. Take care, have a lovely day.